Breaking news, a verdict has been reached in the antitrust trial against entertainment giant Live Nation. A jury found Live Nation unfairly created a monopoly over the ticket market. The jury reached its decision on the fourth day of deliberations. Live Nation settled with the Justice Department and several states back in March, but more than 30 states did not settle at that time, and they continued forward with this case. Let's bring in NBC News business and economy reporter Allie Canal, and NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris is with us as well. Allie, I'll go to you first because we are just getting all this in. What essentially has gone down here with this jury? It looks like they're finding again and again and again against Live Nation and Ticketmaster.
Live Nation, which is a parent company of Ticketmaster, found liable on every count. And the big one was that it maintained monopolistic power over the live ticketing industry. So this was a really high-stakes antitrust trial, especially considering that the Justice Department settled with Live Nation just last month. And a lot of legal experts who I spoke with about this case, they said that what happened with that DOJ settlement, that would likely set the floor of what we could see remedy-wise with this state case. So we have the jury saying that Live Nation has operated as a monopoly. A judge will then go and decide the remedies, and then we'll know what changes that Live Nation has to do. And as a reminder, after that DOJ settlement, they had to make certain changes to their business, like capping service fees at 15%, divesting some of those Live Nation-owned amphitheaters. But this is just going to be a big moment when it comes to the future of how this company operates.
Well, I want to ask Misty about that because, you know, this, as we said, is separate and apart from what the Department of Justice did. But now you've got all these states winning here. So could this mean even more change for Live Nation? Could this mean they have to structurally change the way they do business?
It absolutely can, because that's the next step. The judge will make a decision on whether or not, with respect to these monopoly claims, which they're found liable across the board on all four. That's the federal law that says you cannot have a monopoly that stifles competition. And because they were found liable on those claims, the judge will then make a determination at a future hearing about what remedy would rectify that. So the question is, will it be structural remedies, which means possibly breaking up the companies, or behavioral remedies, changing to the way the business operates? The DOJ has settled, but that doesn't mean that more isn't to come. And then it's also important to note, so this is separated into two different types of claims. You have those federal Sherman Antitrust Act claims, and then you have state claims brought under state consumer frauds, legal theories. So that all played out in court, and we have liability essentially across the board on this.
And so Live Nation could probably almost certainly will appeal, right? Misty, is that expected?
There's no question that Live Nation, Ticketmaster, they're going to appeal. This is going to be tied up in the appellate courts for likely years to come. And during that time, that consent decree is what we call that agreement between the DOJ and the states that decided to settle Live Nation and Ticketmaster will go into effect. So there'll be a question about, by the time this plays out in the appellate courts, what else needs to be done, if anything?
And Allie, for people sitting at home thinking, all right, I bought tickets through, you know, Ticketmaster or Live Nation, is anything going to happen for all those customers who, you know, have spent so much money on tickets?
I wish I could say, yes, that means we're going to have cheaper tickets. But the more likely scenario is that whatever remedies we do get, this is going to take a long, long time to play out. And also, this case was really focused on whether or not Live Nation has maintained a monopoly in this market, not really about those high ticket prices. And you also have to remember that the unregulated secondary resale market, that's usually the culprit when we look at these higher prices. So still a lot more to come. But if this does create more competition, that in theory could lower prices for fans over time.
Misty, could this open up Live Nation, Ticketmaster to more legal action?
Yeah, you certainly could see other legal theories coming into play. And what I think is so interesting about this case, because it went to a jury, right? So these were individuals who made this determination. And this is a super complex
case. It's so confusing.
It's so complex. And the amount of questions that the jury asked leading up to this verdict to review extensive amounts of testimony, experts, executives. But what the states boiled it down to, and what their attorney said in closing arguments, was this comes down to the strategy behind their dominance, and was that stifling competition. And they used internal documents and statements made by executives to say, we don't have to tell you, listen to the things that they said when nobody was watching. And I think that might have been particularly effective for this verdict.
And the state's case was really strong, I think, up into the end here. That's what a lot of legal experts who I've spoken with have said. So the fact that we have this verdict now, a lot more to come.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.